The mid-cap movers list, but as we've been talking about a lot of earnings coming in, Greaves Cotton is one of them, reported a good set of quarter one numbers. If we talk about the consolidated numbers, growth came in double digits, losses narrowed. The automotive engines business saw decent growth as well. The company has spoken about higher market share in the automotive business as well. To discuss this and more, we have Akhila Balachandar, the CFO at Greaves Cotton, joining us now to take a few questions. Ms. Balachandar, thank you so much for joining us today. And we are talking to you on a day where we have a pure play EV player getting listed on the exchanges as well. The electronic or the EV business is around 20% of your overall revenues. Wanted to understand what are the plans here with respect to growth? What is the annual run rate that you're looking at? When will you see it turning into black? And any more capex that you're planning here? Ma'am, I think you're on mute. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks for having me on this day when one of the EV players is getting listed, and that too at a nice premium. We have done a lot of work in the last year, and I think the results are now playing out. If you remember, we started last year with some concerns. Over the year, we have addressed all the concerns of the MHI. We have worked with the government, and yesterday, we have been happy to share that MHI has communicated that our two-wheeler electric vehicles are eligible to be tested. So this gives us a lot of cheer. On the demand incentive side, our three-wheelers were already under the incentive scheme, and all this has played into our turnaround story. So I think this has been a wonderful quarter, both from a standalone and the consolidated performance, and we should take it forward from here.
Right, ma'am. Ma'am, one thing we want to understand, you said that, the EV business and the EV vehicles from your stable are eligible. Are they eligible for the FAME subsidy? And number two, have you applied for a PLI in this particular segment? And, one question that investors have been asking, will you look to demerge this particular business at some point of time?
Let me take the third one first. And yesterday we had a board meeting, and the boards of both the companies have discussed and deliberated this in detail. And as and when any further decisions are made, we will keep the exchanges informed. On the subsidy front, as I said, on the three-wheelers, our Ultra City Passenger and Ultra Cargo are already eligible under the MHI scheme. And yesterday we have received the communication that our two-wheeler vehicles, including the newly launched vehicles, are all eligible to be tested. So as and when we get the further information, we will continue to share with the exchanges and the investors.
Oh, okay, all right, we get that. So what are the growth prospects for the overall business looking like this year itself, Ms. Balachandar? You spoke about market share rising to around 57%. Volume growth, barring the e-mobility business, has been higher across businesses. What do you plan to end the year with? And in the standalone business, the margins are around 11%. Do you think you'll do better than that, or is that the number that you're aiming?
In terms of growth, if you take our performance over the last 3 to 4 years, we have been growing at a healthy pace. Year on year, we have grown at 12%. And from an organizational perspective, we are working. If you look back at our transformation strategy, we have been putting a lot of effort on diversifying our product portfolio, the application portfolio, and also the geographical spread of the company. All this is playing out, and this process is an ongoing one, and we hope to keep momentum in the journey.
And what about the margins? So you're saying 12% growth, that is something that you will continue in FY25 as well. And what happens with margins?
Margin improvement has again been a very strong focus that we have been working on. Again, if you see the journey compared to last year and the year before, we've consistently improved our margins. And this has been on account of a lot of focus on improving our product mix, our diversification strategy, and internal operational efficiencies. Yes, we will target to maintain our margins in the region of 11 to 13%. And this is what we have consistently communicated and we are working towards.
Okay, so 11 to 13% is where you see that particular margin band at. Now, the next question is very interestingly, yesterday in your presentation, you said that you have introduced CPCB4 compliant, diesel gensets. So what is the kind of growth trajectory you see over there, given the fact that there has been significant pre-buy already as far as the previous gensets were concerned? What is the kind of guidance you can give us over there? And number two, as far as the demerger of the EV mobility business is concerned, any timelines that you are looking at?
Okay, let me take the first question. In terms of the gensets, it's a good market and the industry overall has also been growing. And in terms of applications, today, most of the industries, there is a need for the gensets. The infrastructure program of the government, including the railways program, that requires a good demand. So there we are very comfortable and we will hope to capitalize on the momentum in the industry as well.
Any internal targets you're working with for the genset bill?
Of course, yes. We do have a very robust internal target. We have a plan set out. As a company, we will not be able to give the guidance. In terms of the demerger of the EV business, again, as I said, this is something being discussed and deliberated by the boards. And as and when any firm decisions are taken, we will definitely share with the investors.
And just following up on my colleagues' questions as well, any timeline for the demerger? You deliberated on it. We are asking about it because the street is very bullish about the e-mobility business and they just want to understand the company's plans with this one.
I will not be able to comment. As I said, we will need, the board will definitely take a decision at the time. What I would like to share is, as a group, we are very focused on building profitable and sustainable business. The EV business, given last year's journey, we're very focused to bring it back on its path to profitability. The traction is there. We are sharing those results on a quarterly basis with all the investors, and the board will definitely take the right time when they believe that it's...
Ma'am, I want to squeeze in one more quick question. We got that, we got your plans as far as the EV business is concerned. Ma'am, retail appears to have contributed. What is it that you're looking from the retail business? Could you quickly share some financial parameters you've set for yourself in terms of guidance for FY25?
Retail is again another business that is core to our diversification strategy. There we are now focused on the parts, not just for our own products, but also for EV spare part.
Okay, all right. Looks like there is some technical glitch. We were looking forward to that answer, but thank you, Ms. Balachandar, for joining us today and patiently answering all those questions. That's the word coming in from Greaves Cotton. We'll have to slip into a short break. When we come back, we'll discuss the market technicals with Hemen Kapadia of KR Choksi Securities. Stay tuned.